it could happen like that. In whatever way.
Another example is here with Yogi Ramsot Kumar. There the disciples, they switched the machines off on Mahashivratri to make it auspicious.
I was there.
So.
And before there was a strain on his blessings. He was unconscious, but the arm was up and down. And they made 4 weeks on machines because in that 4 weeks all the disciples of all over India could come for that day. That everyone could have the opportunity that he was present when he dies. So on that auspicious day, Mahashivratri unplugged it. No, it was that was a perfect teaching for the helplessness of the soul. So even though he was known as the biggest city master of India, godson, godchild, but even he could not prevent the disciples do whatever they think they have to do. And you just, okay. It was good. This helplessness is coming. This is a crucifixion everyone has to experience. You will be crucified for that, to be what you are. But I can just tell you it's a crucifixion, nothing more. The things you are most afraid of, but when that happens, nothing happens. Like that, when that happens, nothing happens. You will be surprised. I thought that was just the next happened. Whatever the next, but nothing happened.
The carelessness that you talk about, the carelessness, helplessness, is that the carelessness of deep sleep? Rather than like, can anybody be careless?
Deep sleep.
Deep sleep.
It has to be deep sleep. Because there's no one present who could care.
Right, yeah.
That's the nature of
It's
science.
not something that can be like in this so-called conscious awakeness.
You know this in Taoism is Vei-Wu or Vai-Wu.
Wait, the Irish.
No, Vai-Wu. That's not doing,
right.
Non-presence. And then he became Vai-Wu-Vai. He makes the absence of presence, absence, whatever. Just to point him to that word, neither has presence or absence, which is neither that or that. Like, neither doing or not doing, whatever. It's Neti naked in perfection. He was very nice, good in pointing to that. Vei-Wu-Vai. Oh, Vai-Wu-Vai. Good. Now some question. You're from?
US.
US. From where?
New York.
New York. I was living in '86 for 6 months in New York. Wow. Oh, it was fun. It was party time.
You wanted to get the time?
No, artists like exhibition, music, painting.
Artist
San Francisco, Sydney. I was very promising artist.
And then what happened?
What?
What happened?
I went to New York '86 and then my girlfriend from then, we just came from Sydney from the exhibition, then we had an exhibition in New York. And then she took an overdose of magic mushrooms, just watching television. We went to a friend in Princeton and he had a big pot of magic mushrooms. And she just thought it was some fruits, some whatever. And she was watching television, just eating half of the pot. She never came back from that. She was totally... She became the ancestor from Ghana because she was half from Ghana, half German. All the witchcraft from the Ghanaian ancestors coming up in her, making fire in the loft, making puja, making things and crucifying and going to the Wald of Astoria with a stick and I want a room and everyone and going through New York and the traffic and just going straight through the street and the whole traffic, fearless in action. Wow! Wow! Look each second. Fuck you and you are I'm your master. I was totally fascinated by this beast, by this fearless. Okay, but then she had like a little love affair with this another Swiss guy, Swiss artist, another love. She said, I just was cleaning the bathtub and he came just for 1 minute from behind and said, may I? And I said, oh, before I even could say no, it was happened. So she was pregnant. So, okay, things happen. But totally out of go back to Berlin and saying totally I'm very flat, and I say, okay, now maybe I go back to my farm. I left her, then after 9 months she called me in January. Ah, you have to come, you have to save me. The social worker want to come, and my baby was just 10 days old. And, I come, I'm on my own and only. So I had to go to Berlin, driving there, and then finding the baby, and then I was just half an hour there, feeding the baby, and thinking, this is really baby, whatever. Then knocking on the door, the social workers, wanting to get the baby away. No, I'm here now. Everything is fine. Didn't expect me. German, straight, farmer. Wow. Okay. So I took, in that moment, I took responsibility for the whole circumstance. And in German, so I had to take both of them to the farm and think, and then from that on, things happen. No art anymore, no career, no painting, no, it was more not, pamper. So she was crazy, and 2 babies, one wanted to burn down the house, and one baby full of shit. That is quite testing your... So, okay, so pampering and putting down the nothing thing, and being totally busy the whole day. And then she in front of me at night with a knife. I carry on tonight. So, okay, but first I go to bed, I have to sleep. Baby will wait. And she was standing there with a knife. Karl was in bed. Okay. So they're only not reacting to her attacks or something, she calmed down. So after 9 months she was quite okay. But then she went to Berlin, and then her mother died, and then she out again. Bam, bang. So then she came back 9 months later, full pregnant. On my door knocking. Well, I'm just wanting to bring you another one. Then my tolerance limit was crossed. Oh, this is enough. The next day I brought that little bit late, whatever it was, 2 years then, or 3 years, 4 years maybe already. It was a bit later. So I brought it to a foster family, to my friends, and closed the door. 3 weeks later I sold the house, everything was done. So it was just bang, it was over. The story was over. The moment she was on the door knocking, high pregnant, and my friend brought her to the hospital, and she got another girl, baby, whatever, the next day. And she was ready to give it to me again. Then she wanted to go back to Berlin having a party again or something. So I was, it seems like I was quite good at it. No, then it was finished. So it started with one knocking on the door, and it ended with another knocking on the door. But the whole career was gone. 4 years of not being in painting in the business, they drop you like nothing. You don't exist anymore. Then starting again, then I started the music business. Music studio, recording brass orchestras and rock groups. That was no fun. What to do? But in the meanwhile, there was this migraine totally on, this whole energy bullshit, this all that things that went, it was really right. So migraine and business again, I could only make stock market, just survive by playing the stock market. I was quite good, and then things happened. So maybe I would have been a good big artist. It was very promising. Worldwide exhibitions and things. No, I tell you, I don't regret any of that. Nothing I regret. All of that was absolutely step by step needed, that I came to this bloody mountain 95 and fuck it all.
I know that one story about a Buddhist monk who was accused of raping the village woman, and he had to now take care of this baby, and he did, and then
famous
she came.
story.
So this is.
But she came later and took it away again, not bringing another one. Slightly different. I would have seen this monk if she would have come with another one and tried to rock it. Maybe he would say, no, now it's, maybe then all Buddhist acceptance was gone then. Because I believed before I had infinite acceptance. But then I saw it, I know, this is enough, enough is enough. So it's not in my hand. I can only accept that I can never accept. There will never be enough acceptance for whatever may come. It really checked it out. Because I was quite arrogant. I am light, I am acceptance, I am unlimited in my life.
Carlos Castaneda, he mentioned this petit tormentor.
Like what?
Petit tormentor. Petit torment, someone torturing you.
Yeah,
he's saying you can use this
one was
situation
total
to
power,
grow.
but he has to have total power about you. He has to have total control about you.
So it's different.
It's different. It's a tyrant who has total control about your being. And then you have to become totally aware of your movements, moment by moment. That's what's stalking. You're stalking moment by moment to whatever happens. Because it's like Milarepa and his master, it's the same. It repeats. One who has total control about your being. And you have to be totally aware of what you do. Then you stalk your little ego. And in that stalking, in that presence of...
But if you are changing diapers and the woman is next to you, you also feel like you are being stalked, maybe.
No, it was just testing my arrogance. Because I was very arrogant before. Because I had this death experience in the 70s and I thought nothing can happen to me. My acceptance is unlimited. I am unlimited light. I am untouchable. May happen what happen. Ha ha ha. Then it showed me. In this dream there are limits and you cannot cross them. Or it will be crossed. There will always be a bigger camel who steps under your feet and you will not accept it. So, what to do? Because I was very fucking arrogant. I know it. Fucking arrogant light, walking around and telling everyone you are light, you are pure light. Just realize what you are.
Jesus, it's the same.
Yeah. And I was a party pooper. And I was not drinking. I was totally proud that I hadn't drunk. For 14 years I didn't drink at all. No one sip of alcohol. Not smoking, no drugs. And I told everyone. No sex. 9 years no sex. And I was fucking proud about it. So proud. I tell you, the only thing what is unlimited in this universe is pride. Of what you have done or not done. And I was perfect. I was a perfect example of that. And now I'm also arrogant. Good. Who cares to be arrogant or not? There's an absolute arrogance of being what I am. And you have to be absolutely arrogant. You really have, if you really mind that if one believes you or not, you are not there. Only that absolute arrogance, giving really a shit about what people think about you or not, or the whole universe can collapse in that moment, and nothing will ever happen. This absolute arrogance, to be that absolute, superior, supreme, you cannot fake. So I'm absolute arrogant. I'm still absolute arrogant, but before I was a little bit relative arrogant. And people offend say, oh, you seem very arrogant. I say, yes, I'm absolutely arrogant. And I don't mind it. Because everyone, when he was, to be honest, he wouldn't be that arrogant. Because everyone else has got arrogance inside. I know better than everyone else how it has to be. Me. So when I sit here and say, I'm always right, I mean it. And you're trying to be right, you will always be wrong. at all. So what to do? So I'm so arrogant. Isn't it lovely?
Yeah.
Babaji was the most arrogant bastard I ever saw, the biggest liar ever. The biggest arrogant liar. Yeah? Did you see him? No. Me neither. I hated 97 when they all came down. Because it was so nice before he died. It was so quiet here. No Neelam. Neelam is the master of Pamela. Neelam no one knows, but on the homepage he says Neelam is the master of Pamela. Pamela is more known in the States. Pamela Wilson, not Pamela Anderson. That would be funny. Like Eckhart Tolle is the master of Jim Carrey. Because he gives now speeches. He woke up with Eckhart Tolle. Mr. Jim Carrey. I hate him actually. There's only one guy I hate more, that is this Canadian singer. Brian Adams. Brian Adams.
Bad singer?
He's so fake. Wow. And the songs are so fake. Did you ever truly love a woman? Wow. Wow. The lyrics. Wow. Always pleasing the ladies. That's really bad. As a woman, I would be offended. Someone pleasing me like that is like, ugh, greedy bastard. He wants to please me. He wants to go into my underwear. It's quite tricky, that pleasing thing. Always wanting something. It's all part of business. Making love songs. Because I became a punk musician. And you really don't please anyone. Good. Andrew, something else from the music.
The music.
So, now Belgium something? You see, it's the same as in Brussels.
Somebody told us yesterday, go and listen to the man. And that's what we're doing. Listening.
Somebody told you?
Yeah.
Who is that somebody?
Didn't have to come.
He didn't have to come. He's not
He
here.
didn't have to come.
He's not here.
Sounds good. You meet him, tell him, I catch him.
Yeah.
You have 20 years of karate.
What?
Karate.
Yeah, but the nature of karate is turning away and running away. The running away karate, that's the nature of karate. Surprising. He thinks you fight with him and you just turn around and go away. So, hey Gregor, anything different from, some difference?
In you?
Yeah.
I think you're still pretty timeless.
I'm only pretty when it's timeless. In time I'm quite accurate. I think at the core I say the same. Differences of stories. That's all. So New York. I even gave a talk. My first talk actually was in New York. My first official talk. 97 in a French lady's place, Dominica, in New York. She had a little apartment. All the Ramesh people came. 20 people. A or B foolish.
Alphabet City.
What?
Alphabet City.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
No, I liked it. In the 80s it was still fun.
It's so gentrified now. It's
Oh.
very gentrified, totally different.
Yeah, I know, it's very pushed up.
Yeah.
The moment the artists go, the real estate companies go, wow. Don't. If you want to make money, go buy something where the artists go. It's like a room, like even. But well before it was bad. But outside of Stonewall, even Harlem was maybe.
Oh yeah, no, Harlem also.
Really good. So anything from that blooming city? Money making?
No, actually I lived here for many years.
So I mean that from that money making center of Wall Street, the world's capital.
I don't.
To say if you make it in New York, you can make it.
You can make it here, sure. I think that sounds good. No, I don't know so much about it anymore.
No, okay.
Yeah.
I forgot it too. It's really too much. Do you like it here?
I love it.
Yeah. Seems like you're in the right place.
Absolutely, I very much feel that.
I had many friends from New York who came to Berlin, and before they came, they always had no finger nails. They just
Yeah, because so life there is very stressful.
every one of them.
Yeah.
And then 1 week in Berlin, they were surprised even the nails were gone. Until there was just half a centimeter left for them. And the moment they were in Berlin, they grew again. Such a tension there. Wow. How can you, if you are tied for it, okay, it gives you. But if you're not, you better run away from it. So, nothing that I like, I can never be authentic. I will never be authentic, original.
Oh, yeah.
I tried many years, but as an artist you try to be original. And then you say you are not, you're just a cluster of information from others, bullshit coming from little favors, that one from big artists, what you like. You just make a little melange or something and then maybe, but it's never original. Nothing is ever original. No question, no answer. It's all parroting something. So yourself. Parroting yourself, who cares? It's infinite times said before, infinite times pointed to. I agree, nothing is new under the sun. Never was, never will be. But as an artist, it's really like a pain, because you want to be the best, original. Your art should be very new and inspiring. What the hell you put yourself in? I started to be an artist 77 in Ibiza, because I was running away milking cows. I had this idea as an artist who can sleep until 12. Because I saw that was the reason I became an artist. There was no other reason. I was never good in painting, I was never good in art, anything. I had no bloody idea about art, but I wanted to sleep till noon. An artist can sleep till noon. As a farmer, you have to wake up at 5, milking cows. So my idea of artist was heaven. Sleeping in. Because after 20 years milking cows, that was wow. But then I didn't know what I went into. Because I started making big paintings for discotheques, like decoration things, with my friend, and they made good money, we were living party thing.
In Ibiza,
and glorious and thing, and glorious bar. All the discotheques full of this big, whatever, Hollywood pictures and thing. And then slowly I started to wanted to make real art. No money anymore. Nothing. You just sit in front of the painting, you doubt it the moment you do it, and the moment you think, oh, this is not so bad, this is maybe that. You just one look out of the window, look at that there is art, and you look back, oh shit, fuck it.
Art is horrible.
Huh?
Art is horrible.
I tell you.
It's constant suffering until maybe the end you say, it's okay.
When it's sold, it's fine.
Yeah.
When the painting is sold, when it's gone, okay, you cannot change it anymore. Wow. the more, as long as it's in the studio, it's dangerous. You can burn it, you can change it, you can do whatever. It's never good enough.
Yeah.
Because if it would be one good piece you made, you could stop. You would not make another one. You just stop, but it will never happen. The same with knowing yourself. It will never be perfect. You always try again to make it better.
Constant dissatisfaction.
Constant. In 1 second, maybe there is little satisfaction, but it's destroyed by just
The next second.
the next second. Fantastic. It's a
Fucking horrible.
It's called sadhana.
I don't know, yeah.
It's called sadhana of being an artist.
Yeah.
It's being so sad. It's sadhana because it's so sad that you cannot make it. That's called sadhana. No, it's really nice. The best test.
I don't know how it is for writers.
The same.
Say,
As long as there's a manuscript, it can be shaped. It's not perfect.
yeah.
Only when the publisher got it and it's gone, then they get it. Okay, then they can. Then they need money again, and then they have to write again. So that's why I never wrote books. Never ever. I will never. I tried 10 years ago. Tried to make some lines. I started to make it. Because maybe I can write it better than I speak and they write it down because there are already books out, but maybe I can do it better myself. I'm making it more what I really mean, what I really want to say. I said 2, 1, 2, 3 sentences, shit. Computer is easy, job, next one, shit. Next one, shit. Nothing can, you would never leave it as it is. It's never good enough. No sentence, nothing. In these talks I can say whatever. It's just a blah 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 anyway. I just give pointers but it's not like it's my statement because I contradict myself permanent. It's a total contradiction permanently. So I have no reference point to defend.
But you wrote a book, no?
No, I never wrote a book. It's
One
all,
without a
it's
second?
all from these talks.
Somebody did the editing, somebody did the editing.
Transcribing it and then making a book out of it. All of them. Now there are, I think, 24 books in different languages.
All from editing, from the software.
Talks.
So somebody has editing, but...
Yeah, there is Manjit, and now comes the next one in 3 weeks in Bombay, called Undecided, from Manjit. And you know why he started transcribing me?
No.
5 years ago, his wife left him. And he wanted to have something that distracts his mind. And he came to the talks in Bombay and said, may I transcribe your talks and make maybe whatever? I said, do whatever. And then he could not stop. And after 1 year, the first book came out and his wife came back.
Did you supervise the editing?
Nothing.
Before the publication?
Nothing. I don't do anything. Only the cover.
Only the cover.
They asked me paintings or something. And then I sent 3, 4 from the old painting and then they decide which one and then okay. I say okay. Otherwise, I don't design the back page, whatever is written. I have no idea.
You don't read it, you don't
Title,
check it.
sometimes they say, oh, you said something last talks, it was quite nice. Because when this happens and this undecided pops up. Okay, undecided means Neti and whatever. And let's say, okay, let's call it undecided. Or nothing ever happened, or I never did it, but maybe as it is, or be what you cannot not be. All of that. I said in many talks, so they just take it from there. But I don't decide the title. Even in French, I think so. 3 books in French or 4. I never believed it. But that's best, because I cannot read it anyway. Or in Russian. Russian is really nice, because in Russian, it's all Russian for me anyway. Or Spanish, there's 1 book in Spanish now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Just came out last summer.
Where am I?
From Shalaba.
Shalaba.
Yeah, Osho edition. She was a publisher of Osho in Spain, with her husband. Shalaba. She may come.
What is the name in Spanish of the book?
The book is called Nada de Nada.
Nada de nada.
Nothing for nothing.
Yeah.
Portuguese there's one called the next sip of coffee. The next sip of coffee.
And Italian? Italy?
Italy, they work on it. Alexandro works on a little bit of nothingness. What would you call in Italy? A little bit of nothingness? In Spanish would un poco de nada.
Nada de nada.
Nada de niente de niente. Niente de niente. Oh, yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Niente de niente.
I would say, I would call Alexandro. He may come soon to us. When his Taiwan girlfriend is worn out. Because he already wrote she makes quite trouble. So, still 5 minutes, last question. Say something different, but you don't sound German.
I'm from Turkey. I live in Germany.
Ah, where?
In Munich.
In Munich?
Yes.
Ah.
I've been coming to you, to Salzburg or of Mallorca, but I can't.
You couldn't.
Next time.
Next time.
I hope next time. Yes.
Next August is in Austria.
If you speak German.
Yeah, that's good. In Goldeck.
Yes, yes.
Mallorca never again.
No?
Never?
What happened?
Why?
Today, because of the German, no?
Full
of German.
Full of, I don't know what. Too many people. India is full, but Mallorca? Compared to Mallorca, India, there's no one here.
It is very, very crowded.
In summer, 12 million people coming to an island with 600,000 inhabitants, occupying everything. And the worst are the bicycle drivers. I hate bicycle drivers in Amsterdam and in Ghent. But the bicycle drivers in Mallorca, they come in 30, 40, 50 groups, like flocks, and you cannot pass them. And they're so fucking arrogant, they take the whole street, and because they have, and they look so bad. They have this very thin, and they look like impressed sausages. It's aesthetic for an artist. You don't have little aesthetic inside.
I'm a group leader in Mallorca.
What?
I'm a group leader of bicycles in Mallorca. Even
my tax agent from Germany came bicycling in Mallorca. If he comes to Mallorca, it's really too late.
Oh, I love it.
And that is not, now it's, normally it was June, July, August, maybe it was season. Okay, you could go somewhere else, but now it starts in Eastern with the bicycles. Until the end of Christmas. All year. To come from all Europe with all the bicycle groups coming to Mallorca. And then there is now a group of this motorbikes with three wheels. They have 10, and then they drive, because they cannot drive, they drive at 25 on the street, and the flock is like 2 kilometers of this bloody... It's like a Disneyland for the whole world now, Mallorca. The only good thing, my house I bought 5 years ago, now is maybe double. So I'm a little bit compensated. My pay.
You still work there?
No. I rented it to the ladies. Tina and Rudi rented it for the next year because they sold their house on the beach. And they rented my house for the next year before they move somewhere else. It's all fine. Otherwise I could not afford this house here. It all works. Was from your nations here. Rather not mention it. It only works in Bombay. With Indians it worked, but with Westerners it never works. So I never made any donations thing in Europe or in America. It never works. In India it works, with Indians it works, but in India with Westerners it works neither. I did 10 years I was sitting on Grand Ragini's rooftop, and it was merely 20 rupees in the donation box. He was my bookkeeper. From Austria, he had to carry the donation. It was very light. I tell you, this mice seekers here around, just whatever, counting peanuts because they want to live to the end of their life here, and they count all that little, can make like anything. But I don't do it. It was really fun. Someone, two pieces, and they were really, give something. 2 rupees. For the beggars, they throw it in front of you. They beat you up for that, but for me, wars, everything. So that's so my hope in. It's really good. Okay, it was as it was. It's a pleasure to see you go.